Did you know that right now? As you're watching this video, there could be $8,000 sitting in a government account with your name on it. And Donald Trump's administration might be making changes that could make it nearly impossible for you to claim it? What if I told you that millions of Americans are completely unaware that they have unclaimed money waiting for them? And recent policy shifts could mean you'll lose access to these funds forever? The clock is ticking, and every day you wait could be costing you thousands of dollars that rightfully belong to you. If you're wondering how this could affect your financial future and want to learn exactly what you need to do to protect your money, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell because we're about to dive deep into information that could literally change your bank account balance by the end of this week. The reality is that unclaimed property and forgotten assets have become a massive issue in America, with over $60 billion currently sitting in state treasuries across the country, waiting for rightful owners to claim it. But here's what most people don't realize: the Trump administration has been implementing changes to federal oversight and state cooperation programs that could dramatically impact how long you have to claim these funds and how difficult the process might become. Are you prepared to lose money that's legally yours simply because you didn't know it existed or because bureaucratic red tape made it impossible to retrieve? Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you moved, changed jobs, switched banks, or had a family member pass away? Each of these life events could have created unclaimed property in your name. Old bank accounts with small balances that you forgot about, final paychecks from jobs you left years ago, security deposits from apartments you moved out of, insurance policy payouts that never reached you, inheritance money that got lost in probate, investment accounts that went dormant, or even gift cards and rebates that were issued but never claimed. Does any of this sound familiar to you? The problem is getting worse under current policies because the Trump administration has been focused on reducing federal spending and cutting back on programs that help citizens recover their own money. What used to be a straightforward process of searching state databases and filing simple claim forms is becoming increasingly complicated as states lose federal support for maintaining these systems. Some states are already shortening the time periods you have to claim property before it becomes permanently absorbed into state funds. Others are raising the minimum thresholds for reporting unclaimed property, meaning smaller amounts that could add up to thousands for you might never even show up in searchable databases. But here's where it gets really concerning. Are you aware that some states are now implementing new fees and administrative costs that could eat into your unclaimed money before you even receive it? Under pressure to generate revenue without raising taxes, many state treasuries are finding creative ways to offset the costs of maintaining unclaimed property programs. This means that $8,000 you're entitled to could become $7,500 or even less by the time you actually receive it, assuming you can still claim it at all. The urgency becomes even more critical when you consider inheritance and estate-related unclaimed property. Have you had grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, or other relatives who passed away in recent years? Many people don't realize that they might be entitled to claim unclaimed property from deceased family members, especially if proper notifications weren't sent or if addresses had changed. The Trump administration's changes to federal estate tax policies have also created confusion about how inherited unclaimed property should be handled, and some of these assets are falling through the cracks entirely. What makes this situation even more frustrating is that technology should be making it easier to find and claim your money, but instead, budget cuts are causing many state websites to become less user-friendly and less comprehensive. Have you tried searching for unclaimed property online recently? Many people report that the search functions are slow, incomplete, or sometimes completely down for maintenance. Some states have even eliminated phone support for unclaimed property inquiries, forcing you to navigate complex online systems or visit physical offices during limited hours. The financial impact of losing access to unclaimed property extends far beyond just the immediate dollar amount. Think about what $8,000 could mean for your family right now. Could it help you pay down high-interest credit card debt that's costing you hundreds of dollars in monthly interest charges? Could it provide the emergency fund you've been trying to build but never seem to have enough left over to start? Maybe it could cover that home repair you've been putting off, or help you finally take that family vacation you've been promising your kids. What opportunities are you missing out on because money that belongs to you is sitting unused in a government account? The situation becomes even more complex when you consider business-related unclaimed property. If you've ever owned a business, been a partner in a venture, or even just been an employee with stock options or retirement benefits, there could be substantial amounts of unclaimed money tied to these professional relationships. Recent changes in how businesses report unclaimed property to states means that some of these funds might never be properly transferred to state custody. leaving them in corporate limbo where they become increasingly difficult to track and claim. Are you starting to see why waiting isn't an option? Every month that passes increases the likelihood that policy changes, administrative complications, or simple bureaucratic entropy will make your unclaimed money harder to find and claim. The process that might take you a few hours today could require weeks of phone calls, paperwork, and legal documentation if you wait until next year. But here's what you need to do right now to protect yourself and potentially discover money you never knew you had. First, you need to search every state where you've ever lived, worked, or owned property, not just your current state of residence. Most people make the mistake of only checking where they live now, but unclaimed property stays in the state where it was originally reported, regardless of where you move afterward. Have you lived in multiple states during your adult life? Each one could be holding money for you. You also need to search using every variation of your name that might appear on official documents. Use your full legal name, common nicknames, maiden names if applicable, and even check for common misspellings of your name. Government databases aren't always perfect, and a single typo could be the difference between finding your money and missing it entirely. Don't forget to search for deceased relatives as well, especially if you might be listed as a beneficiary or heir. The verification and claim process is where things can get tricky, and this is another area where Trump administration policies are creating challenges. You'll need to provide substantial documentation to prove your identity and your right to claim the property, and the acceptable forms of documentation are becoming more strict. Make sure you have access to old addresses, social security numbers, account numbers, and any other identifying information that might be required. Do you have records going back 10 or 15 years that might be necessary to prove a legitimate claim? Time is absolutely critical because some states are implementing sunset clauses on unclaimed property, meaning that after a certain period, the money becomes permanently the property of the state rather than remaining available for claim by the rightful owner. These time limits are getting shorter, not longer, as states look for ways to convert unclaimed property into general revenue funds. The bottom line is this: you could be sitting on thousands of dollars in unclaimed property right now, and policy changes under the Trump administration are making it increasingly difficult and expensive to claim what's rightfully yours. Every day you wait is a day closer to potentially losing access to this money forever. Don't let bureaucratic changes and administrative complications cost you thousands of dollars that could make a real difference in your financial situation. Take action today. Search thoroughly and claim what belongs to you before it's too late. Your future financial security could depend on the steps you take right now.